If you only have 30 minutes to practice guitar, this is how you should use them. Because most players are putting in the time, but they're not improving, and it usually comes down to how that time is structured. So in this video, I'll give you a simple system that you can start using today that will actually improve your guitar playing. But first, let's address why your current guitar practice routine might not be actually helping you as much as it could. So first off, most guitarists don't improve because their guitar practice routine is actually super unbalanced. A lot of guitarists spend their time doing just exercises and they forget to actually make music. Or on the flip side, they only focus on making music and they never actually get around to actually fixing their weaknesses. So it's actually really important to strike that perfect balance between warm-ups, technique, and actual music making, repertoire, and all that sort of stuff. So the problem isn't how long you practice, it's whether your practice actually covers what really matters. So to that end, what has helped me the most is a very simple practice routine. So I found over the years that a simple 30-minute practice routine structured as 10% warm-up, 30% technique, and 60% repertoire gives everything that you need to improve on guitar. And what's interesting is that this practice routine actually lines up perfectly with how humans actually learn. The idea with this practice routine is to have short focused work followed up by real life application. So moving on to section 1 of this practice routine, we have the warm-up phase, which will be 10% of your time. If you only have 30 minutes to practice guitar, that'll be 3 minutes warming up. The idea with the warm-ups here should just be to get your blood pumping and getting your head in the right space. Then I like to do just a simple chromatic exercise that jumps between the strings. So for example, first we'll do 4 fingers, like so. And you're going to want to keep doing that, going up the neck until you get to the furthest point that you can in the neck. That'll let you get your blood pumping. And very important, I would recommend for you to do that alternate picking, down, up, ad nauseum. And on top of that, if you can, use a metronome because that'll help develop your rhythm. Make sure you're in time when you're doing that. When you're doing those warm-ups, make sure you're relaxed and focused. Make sure your timing is good, make sure that you're in time. And the focus here is that this isn't where your improvement happens, but it's where you prepare for it. Now, this next part in the practice routine is where most people struggle, and they either waste too much time on this or they just get burnt out on it. And that's section 2, which will be 30% of the practice routine, and that's where you drill down your technique. If you only have 30 minutes to spare, then this would be 9 out of those 30 minutes. And this is where you actually build the skill, your technique on guitar, but it has to be focused and intentional. Very important, practice one concept only. One scale or maybe one caged position, but don't try to do everything all at once here. Focus on slow, controlled reps. And again, always use a metronome. That's going to be your lie detector for all of this. And it's very important here to visualize what you're playing, whether that's intervals, arpeggios, cage shapes. Because if you're just moving your fingers without actually understanding what you're playing, then you're not going to be forced to actually get better at it. And this part of the practice routine is actually your highest window of focus. And it's a place that actually creates progress. But this is also where most people stop. And that's exactly why their playing never connects. Or they just get completely fed up with practice. So that's why we have the next section, which is section 3, repertoire. This section should take up 60% of your practice routine, which if you have 30 minutes, that'll be around 18 minutes or so. And this is the part that most applies to real life. And it's usually the most fun part if you do it right. And it's where most practice routines go wrong. So in this section, you improvise, you compose, and ideally you'll want to apply the technique that you practice in the technique section here in the repertoire section. So you're not just leaving the technique out with the metronome in a very cold and sterile environment. You're actually turning that into real musical opportunities and situations. So if you're practicing the minor harmonic scale, just to give an example, we'll try maybe writing a song with that, or maybe learn a song that actually uses that a lot. Even if you just learn a section of a song that uses that scale that you're practicing, that'll make the progress that you make in the technique section actually fun and closer to real life music making. Because this is where technique actually turns into real music. And it can totally be the most fun part in your whole practice routine if you focus on the music that you actually like and enjoy. In this part, you build phrasing, you build confidence, you reinforce everything that you've practiced already. And this is the part of the practice routine that solves that problem of only being able to play exercises and technique, but not actually being able to make music. Because you're making practicing music actually fun. A lot of players still will struggle with this because they don't make the connections that they have to make in order for this practice routine to make sense. Because the important thing is that progress actually comes from connecting these concepts and ideas in this practice section, not just doing them. Because the warm up prepares your body and your focus. Technique builds the tools that you'll be using for the repertoire, and the repertoire that you practice actually helps you learn how to use those techniques and those tools that you've built. The order is important and very intentional here. And if you're not doing it with that intention, then you'll always feel like you're practicing, but not actually improving. Now, you might get to this point of the practice routine and you might even start applying it, but there's this one super hack that you can apply to supercharge this practice routine method, and that's incorporating the Pomodoro technique into your practice sessions. And this is a great way to level up any practice plan. And the way that you think about it is that you'll think about it like one Pomodoro is one practice session. And if you don't know, the Pomodoro technique is just a time organization technique that says that if you have 30 minutes, then you're gonna take 25 of those minutes, you're gonna make those 25 minutes the productive time that you have, and then you're gonna have a 5 minute break. The idea here being that you'll make short bursts of progress in productivity and then have 5 minutes of break between those Pomodoros. And this time management technique helps you to not get overwhelmed by practice, and it helps you to come back focused and refreshed for the next Pomodoro, if you will. It's about practicing with full attention and intention, because you can practice 8 hours a day, but if those 8 hours a day are not focused and you're just completely dead by the time you're done, then you didn't necessarily make a lot of practice. And if you only practice once a week, for example, if you don't practice every day, but maybe on Friday you want to compensate and then you do 4 hours in a single day, then that won't help you much either. Because the repetition behind all of this practice is what actually makes everything that you practice stick. For any practice plan or anything that you want to do on guitar, it's so much more valuable if you do 30 minutes a day than trying to compensate by doing 6 hours on a Sunday, for example. So you don't need a complicated guitar practice routine. You just need one that actually covers what matters. And if you consistently practice like this, your playing won't just get better. It'll start actually making sense. So if you want help actually applying this, I actually put together a free guitar planner for you that you can download in the link below. And it's designed around this exact practice structure, so you don't have to think too hard about what you want to practice next and how you're going to practice it to actually get the best results. So if that interests you at all, you can grab it in the link in the description down below. And until next time, keep practicing.